Hello, you. It's me. And I am it's been a rough couple days. And here's the thing bad things happen all the time. I know that, you know that. That's nothing new. But it's the way people are responding that really is starting to get to me. Now, this is a picture of, and I looked it up to try to pronounce this correctly, but it says Iryna, and her last name was Zarutska. She was a refugee from Ukraine. Her and her family were very happy to escape all the terrible stuff going on in Ukraine. And because regardless of what side you're on, war is war and it's awful. And Ukraine definitely has received the worst of it. So she was very grateful and very happy to be in the United States. And that's the kind of refugee you want. It's stated in the news that she really wanted to be a veterinarian assistant, which I think is very cool. She obviously loved animals. At least that's what I gather from that, if she wanted to help them. She seemed like a lovely woman. All she did was get on a train. She got on a train, and a man named, DeCarlos Brown, who has 14 arrests, is known as a violent criminal and apparently schizophrenic as well, was actually let out pending a trial for his latest crime. And for some reason, unbeknownst to anyone, including probably Brown himself, he took out a knife and murdered this woman. I'm tired of people sugarcoating it, because that's what he did. Now, should I feel sorry for DeCarlos Brown because he had a mental illness that went untreated all this time? To some degree, yeah. I can understand a little bit of sympathy his way because he's a very sick man. And no matter how sick somebody is, you can feel sorry for them. But if you don't do anything to help him or to put him in a facility so that he doesn't hurt himself or others, the sorry goes away. In this case, I don't know if I can blame him, because he should have been put away a long time ago. And maybe people think that sounds too rough. But you have to understand, just because he has a mental illness, because he can't control himself, he needs to be put in a facility so that they can control them, so that they can medicate him or give therapy to him or give him an operation or whatever it might take in order to help him so that he can go back into society. But some people cannot go back into society. This gentleman was one of those people, and yet all of the people, all I can hear from MSNBC and all these other affiliate things, stations, channels, whatever, are talking about mental illness, and they're not talking about the poor victim, this young woman who died at the hands of a very sick man who should have been put away a long time ago. You can sympathize for that man and for his mental illness. But you cannot just set aside the fact that he murdered someone for no reason. All she did was sit in a seat and she was reading. Now, I haven't seen all the footage and I don't want to. I don't want to see it. But how sick is it that instead of celebrating a young woman's life, a young refugee who is trying to make good in the United States, who is appreciative of being in the United States where she thought she was safe. But she wasn't, was she? And all these newscasters, because DeCarlos Brown, I'm assuming it's because he's black, that everyone should feel sorry for him and, oh, poor man, and we can't hurt him or do anything to him. We can't put him away because that would be cruel and unusual punishment. He took a woman's life. He's known as a violent, schizophrenic criminal. He's been arrested 14 times before this occurred. And the judge just let him off time and time again. Apparently, the judge who let him off... See, now I thought all judges had to be attorneys and then would go the next step to judge. She's not even an attorney, apparently. Now, this is alleged because it's not... It has been verified to a certain degree, but not confirmed, so we're just going to say alleged. Allegedly, she hasn't even passed her bar yet, and yet she's the judge, and she's the one who decided that this violent, schizophrenic man should be set free. What? And all they can talk about is his mental illness and not the fact that he killed a young woman who was doing nothing more than sitting on a train in North Carolina. That's it. That's all she did. She didn't provoke him. I don't even think she looked at him. She was just sitting in front of him. That was it. It's so sick. Again, if you want to feel bad for him, or especially his family, who kicked him out, he was homeless, because his family tried to get him committed and it didn't happen for some reason. I don't know why. If he's known as a violent schizophrenic, then he should probably go somewhere where he can be safe and where the world could be safe around him. But no, a woman had to pass away. He murdered a woman. That's the only way that anything is going to happen. And these days, he might get 8.5 years and then get let out on parole. It's just sick. It makes me so upset. And then to top it off, a gentleman by the name of Charlie Kirk, who does a lot of these discussions on different universities. He was in a university in Utah. He got shot. He got shot apparently in the neck. And, I give all my good feelings, hopes, and prayers that he survives. I hope to God he does. But here's the sick part. People were celebrating that Charlie Kirk got shot. That's the sick part. Now, I am not a fan of Charlie Kirk. Okay, I've seen some of his things. I mean, even South Park, poked fun at him in one of their latest things. I'm not a big fan of South Park anymore either. Their stuff just isn't. It's just not funny. It's just I didn't like it. It's not my taste anymore. But Charlie Kirk is a fairly prominent figure. And I've seen him debate, and I think for the most part he's pretty fair. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I'm not going to celebrate him getting shot. What is wrong with people? It just Just when I start to think that humanity is going to be okay, it's these new reactions to new things happening that shocks me. Some guy kills a woman, but we have to focus and really feel sorry for the guy because he's mentally ill. No sorry for the woman who died because of it, or her family who lost, a lovely young woman, a sister. I don't think she was a mother, but she could have been. She could have been someone's wife. But we're not sorry for her. No. It's for the guy who has the mental illness who caused the death. That's who we should feel sorry for. Why? Because the woman is white? Because she was a Ukrainian refugee who appreciated being in the United States and wasn't trying to fight it and commit crimes against it? Because she was a good citizen? Or trying to be? And Charlie Kirk, you don't have to agree with him. You could hate him. You could absolutely despise him and what he represents, what he stands for, and how he debates. Go for it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of his either. But I'm not going to wish ill on a guy, and I'm not going to celebrate him getting shot either. But you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, I believe it was October 7th, when there was a music festival going on in Israel, and a bunch of Hamas came out and killed thousands of people who were just enjoying a music festival. And what happened after they attacked, murdered, and raped a bunch of people and left for dead? What happened? People around the world who are connected to Islam celebrated. They celebrated the death of a bunch of Jews. And it's Jewish, by the way. They're Jewish people. They celebrated the death of Jewish people who were just having fun at a music festival. And it was around the world. It wasn't just in America. It wasn't just in England. It wasn't just in the Middle East. It was all over. They went out in the streets, forced themselves out into the streets, forced people to look on as they were out there celebrating. Does that sound healthy to you? Does that sound like something you should do? If suddenly Biden died, should I get up and have a party? When at this point, the only crime that Biden had was he wasn't lucid. He wasn't running the country. Other people were. Should I hate him for all the things that were done? Should I hate him when his first day in office, thousands of jobs were lost because he cut off the pipeline? I mean, it just makes me sick. Even when criminals die, even when really bad people die, I don't celebrate. I might have a little sense of relief that they can no longer harm people. But I don't celebrate. I can't, I just can't wrap my head around, once again, it's ending up being a phrase for me, but I can't wrap my head around people thinking it's okay to celebrate someone they disagree with getting hurt, getting shot, getting killed. What the fuck is that about? It just, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because she killed her mother and then got 8.5 years with a year and a half parole, and that's it. But yet the other person who she coerced into helping her kill her mom, I don't think he did it all himself, he's in jail for life. And I have heard the theories of a karma collector, and I don't know if he's right or not. To be honest with you, I think he's an interesting dude, but some of the things he says makes me uncomfortable. I don't know that he's wrong, though. I don't know that he's right. But weirder things have happened, that's for sure. I never thought that a young woman being killed would promote a guy's mental health and talking about mental health in the United States. They really painted that guy as the victim. And maybe in a way he is. They should have had him put away a long time ago, knowing that he's a violent, schizophrenic criminal. Knowing that he has a propensity to hurt things and people. He should have been put away. And Gypsy, just the same. She should be put away for life. She should not be out in society. Because she is a whole different kind of evil, but she still is evil. Now, you can blame it on mental illness. I believe that she's not just evil for evil's sake. I believe that she has mental illnesses. That's my belief. That's not fact. That's what my thoughts are. But the kind of mental illnesses I think she has, she should be put away for life. She is dangerous. She's a danger to society. She's a danger to a child, if in fact a child exists. She's a danger to everyone around her if they disappoint her or don't give her what she wants. And I don't think people see that clearly enough. They should. Because it's just going to keep happening. But for these people, they're focusing on not the victims. Well, Dee Dee was vicious and horrible, and she was abusive and tied Gypsy up. When? Gypsy seemed to have an awful lot of free reign. Going to after parties, going to, what were they? Not Comic-Cons, but some type of thing like that. You know, she seemed to be going out a lot. And her mother getting all those trips for her. Oh my God, that's so abusive. But that's what I'm saying. She's dangerous. Gypsy's very dangerous. She can turn things around so that she is always the victim. Even though she leaves victims in her wake. That's a problem. And should I feel sorry for Gypsy? I don't know. I don't. But do I think she should get help? Yes, absolutely. We need to take her out of society. We need to take DeCarlos Brown permanently out of society. You can feel sorry for these people. But I actually saw a video on YouTube. This was a while ago, so I'm not sure I know where it is. But there was a gentleman being interviewed who was a sociopath. Or no, psychopath. He was a psychopath. And he was self-aware. And he says he stays away from society on purpose. Now, he's never done anything violent that he talked about or hurt anyone that he talked about. Mentally, yes, not physically. Not that I know of. He's not in prison. He's just the regular guy walking down the street. But he said very clearly that he can be very kind, he can love bomb, he can use people, and then throw them away as if they don't matter, because they don't matter. They absolutely don't matter. He can never be a friend to anyone because he's self-aware. He understands who and what he is. what his mental illness is. And so he keeps to himself. It's kind of sad. It's a sad existence. On the other hand, I appreciate the fact that he is self-aware. And it's not like it matters to him. You know, he's not missing love, affection, and friendship and all those kind of normal things that most people want to acquire. It doesn't matter to him. And he's aware of that. He has people that he deals with on a day-to-day, but, you know, he's no one's best friend because he knows he can't be. And I think that's what people need to realize with certain mental illnesses. You can feel sorry for that person, but when they start taking lives, you need to put them somewhere so that they don't take any more. And this is what makes me so angry, is that they knew this gentleman was violent and had schizophrenia, and they didn't have him somewhere safe for himself as well as for society. It's for both. Schizophrenia is a really difficult thing. Now, some people can live a somewhat normal life. They can get the right medications. I don't know if anything has ever been tried on him. Has he been on any medications? I don't know. Has he been in a facility? Apparently not, or not long enough. It should be permanent. I mean, if you really feel sorry for these people who have such horrible mental illnesses that they can't be cured, then you should make some really nice facilities for them. Make a nice life for them in the facility where they can be watched and looked after, where they can be medicated and they can be helped. You know, really, you know, make their room beautiful. I don't know, whatever creature comforts that they desire, then do that. Make them comfortable and happy, but keep them safely away from society for their own sake and for society's sake. It's just a travesty. It's just shocking that people are getting away with so many crimes, and that just keeps going on and on and on. Some guy arrested for attacking somebody else. He had 29 arrests, but he's a refugee. He was an illegal person in our society. At least this young woman was legal. You know, she came in as an actual refugee. She didn't come here to commit crimes. She came here to be safe, and she wasn't. It kills me. I just feel so sorry that she didn't get to live the life that she deserved, and that her family now don't get to see how that life could have developed and grown. She was only 23. That's so young. And Charlie Kirk, he's got a family of his own. You know, he's I believe he's married. I believe he has at least one child. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not a fan, so I don't know a lot about him. But, you know, he's a husband and a father. He's a family man. And his child or children should have their dad around so that he can watch over them and help them to grow and become, you know, good people. I don't know. I just wanted to get on here and talk about it because it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting that people are celebrating the bad people and thinking nothing of their victims. And I just think that's so sad. There's something wrong with our society right now. It's not working. It shouldn't be so divided. And it is. And that sets a dangerous precedence for us. A really dangerous one. And I don't want to see that happen. But in some ways it already has. I mean, I've lost friends because I supported Donald Trump. I haven't lost any family that I know of. I didn't have any to begin with, except for my child. And we don't really discuss politics all that much. Here and there. And we do disagree on some things, agree on others. But the thing is, we can have a discussion. So, that's a good thing. My child's a reasonable person, and so is their spouse. But that's it. It's okay to disagree. It's not okay to hurt people because you disagree with them. That's not okay. And it doesn't make a person weak because they don't want to shoot you back or stab you back. That's not weakness. It's strength to stop it at the core and say, this is done with. We're not doing this anymore. But that's not how everyone sees it. And unfortunately, it just seems more and more that people are coming to blows, and people are coming to stabs, and people are coming to shots to try to resolve the situation. Oh, well, everything will be better when they're dead. That's how Gypsy thinks. Everything will be better and back to normal after my mother is dead. So she caused it. You want to think like her? Do you think like her? Because that's sick. Anyway, thank you for listening. And that's all I got to say.